everyone. My name is Kirsten Brown-Persley. I'm the principal of Crossroads Preparatory Academy. We're so excited for the launch of the 2021-2022 school year. We can't wait to see everyone and engage in some great learning, some fun, and making connections with new and old friends. So we are going to talk about a lot of topics that are really critical for your understanding and really to be set up for success for the school year. So it's really important that all students and families watch this video to get all of the information needed to be well informed about all of the policies, practices, procedures, and updates regarding CPA. So we are in year 5 of Crossroads Prep. I cannot believe it. Our first graduating class. They are off doing great things at different colleges, universities, and engaging in several different careers all across the country. And we even have a lot of them coming back to volunteer and support the work at Crossroads Prep, which is really exciting. So we have a lot of new academic programming we're going to tell you about in this presentation. The launch of Parent Academy, which is an amazing new opportunity for parents to engage even further in the work of Crossroads Prep. Manual Tech, which is a new opportunity that offers so many different classes and career opportunities and exposure points for students. We have a new program for our middle school students where they can choose special elective courses curated specifically for middle school scholars. We have updates on the PSAT and the ACT, which are critical for college success and to get entry into college and different scholarships. National Merit Scholarship opportunities. We have new roles to support the learning and vision of our school. And we have some sports that we want to talk to you about, as well as some updates related to the school website and our new student information system, which is a huge portal and hub with all the information that allows parents and students to get better connected to the ins and outs of how the student is doing and to communicate better with the school.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Larry Washington. I'm the middle school assistant principal here at Crossroads Preparatory Academy, and I'm looking forward to working with everybody this school year and seeing all the new students that we have coming and also all of the returning students as well.
Hi everybody, I am Elise Smith. I am the high school assistant principal. I am also very excited to have students back in the building. It's been way too long. We're very excited about all of the new programs that we're starting this year.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jose Torres, and I will be your Dean of Culture and Athletic Director. As mentioned before, I'm very excited to have our students back in the building for this upcoming school year and look towards great things with our athletic department.
And I'm Jenny Stickney. I was the instructional coach last year, but I am now the Dean of Academics, and I'm just excited for all the things.
So one thing that we're going to talk about next is communication and feedback. We want you to come directly to us, all parents and students, community members, when you need to give feedback. So we have clear avenues to provide that feedback. We really listen. What you have to say matters, and that allows us to partner so that we can all be on the same page and know how we can support you and your scholar in making Crossroads Prep the best school possible. So if you have any high school related bits of feedback, please reach out to Miss Elise Smith. If you have any middle school feedback, please reach out to Mr. Larry Washington. If you have any feedback around athletics or activities, please reach out to Mr. Jose Torres. And if you have any questions about scheduling or academic programming, please reach out to Miss Jenny Stickney. So not only do we want your feedback, we want to know what's working well, where we need to improve, different things that we need to be made aware of. Also, reach out to these folks to get questions answered. So we're happy to help you and partner with you, and we really appreciate when you come to us directly. That's how we can get things accomplished, and we it's put on our radar so we can do something about it. So we just highly encourage you to reach out directly.
Okay, so PAC is our Parent Action Committee, and we really need parents to sign up. We want as many parents involved as possible. So we need you on PAC. So please visit the pack table at Trailblazer Transition Night. If you are unable to be at Trailblazer Transition Night, please email cpapack@crossroadsschoolskc.org to learn how you can get involved.
All right, so for this upcoming school year, I will review our cell phone policy. For returning students, really hasn't been any changes, but like I said, I want to make sure that all returning students and new students and families are made aware of our cell phone policy. First thing is cell phones must be kept in a locker or pocket or their book bag as soon as a student walks in the school building. We will be giving reminders to students to put away all electronic devices, to include headphones, prior to entering the building. High school students only will be allowed to use their cell phones during lunch. So as I said before, throughout the instructional day, they're not allowed to use cell phones except during lunch. If a teacher or staff member does see a student with a phone at a time which is not lunch, they will have to take the phone, and the phone will be taken to the front desk and it will be returned to the student at the end of the day. If a student refuses to give a teacher their phone, administration will be called. If a student refuses to give the administrator their phone, they will be sent to the restorative room and their parent or guardian will be called. If a student receives 3 cell phone violations in a quarter, they will have a mandatory parent conference with administration and will have to turn in their cell phone each morning for 2 weeks. Once again, as I mentioned before, here is our offense list, our consequence ladder when it comes to cell phone violations. Like I said before, high school students will be given a time to use their cell phones during lunch only. So once again, the first offense, it will be held at the front desk. A behavior referral will be inputted into Infinite Campus. The second offense, the student will be assigned a project, which will be completed in the restorative room. And then the third offense, a parent meeting will be held and a contract will be signed. A cell phone contract will be issued, which will require the student to check in their cell phone for 2 weeks. So here at Crossroads Preparatory Academy, we have a uniform guide. The uniforms will be checked as students enter the building daily. If students are out of uniform, they will have to change. Now, if a student refuses to change into uniform, then they will have to go to the restorative room until they change, and a parent and guardian will be notified. The purpose of a school uniform is to provide opportunities for increased school safety and to encourage our students to experience a greater sense of school identity and belongings. Also, that every Friday, students will be granted opportunity to dress down. So Monday through Thursday, all students will be required to wear CPA-approved uniforms, and Friday, they will get a dress down. So reviewing our uniform guidance for this upcoming school year, all students must wear a polo shirt that is either a navy blue, a light blue, or a white. Long sleeve undershirts will be allowed, but they have to be a solid white or a navy blue. Pullovers are also allowed. Like I said, they have to be navy, gray, white, or black. Skirts and shorts are approved for this year, and they are either navy blue, khaki, blue shorts, or khaki shorts. In addition, pants will be allowed, and once again, the colors that are approved are navy, khaki, and black pants. Shoes, any type of tennis shoes are allowed. The only caveat to that is that the shoes must have a back. They cannot be sandals. They must have a back. For instance, if they have sandals, they have to have a back to ensure safety of all students. Socks and tights, like I said, socks and tights are basically just up. I mean, they are approved, but they have to be, like I said, approved by us. So what cannot be worn, once again, is bandanas, hats, hoodies, and anything, hair ties, or anything that covers the head, such as a do-rag or a skull cap. So every Friday, as I said before, students will be afforded the opportunity to dress down. Like I said, this will be done every Friday, but also dress downs. We do have a dress down guidance that students will be required to follow in order to participate in the dress down. A few things on these guidelines is that straps, which are found on tank tops, muscle shirts, Halter tops, tube tops, and or spaghetti straps are not permitted. No exposed cleavage will be permitted. No exposed midriff will be permitted. Shirts must cover the midriff on all sides. No bandanas can be worn. No biker shorts or clothing that is unnecessary or excessively tight are permitted. All clothing must conceal undergarments. Shirts that reveal undergarments, whether due to transparency, length, or lack of coverage of the shirt, are not permitted. Any article of clothing with a printed message, word, or phrase may not contain profanity, obscenity, or the promotion of any illegal activity or violence. The length and style of accessories will be limited if they constitute a health or safety hazard as deemed by the administration. Secure footwear must be worn, no slides, no sandals. All shoes must have a back. And like I said before, this is in accordance with our safety and ensure that all students remain safe on campus.
So this upcoming year, we're going to introduce a new grading scale. Our staff worked really diligently for months to come up with a more equitable way to make sure that our students are focused on learning and growing in their learning rather than focused on their grades. So we created this new grading scale, and we made sure that it aligned with that rationale. So if you notice, there's 3 different pieces to this. So one is a teacher-driven score, which is a numerical score. This is going to align to our rubrics. You can see it in gold. And it talks about the different pieces and how it aligns to the letter grade. So in Infinite Campus, they're going to put in the student-driven piece, so the students see what their growth piece is. So that is in this light purplish gray color. So what you're going to see is you're going to see exceeds mastery, mastery emerging, requires review and reassessment, and then not accessible. The goal for this is to make sure that students are focused on mastering the content that's put in front of them and knowing that they have the opportunity to fail with the chance to redo and get better and master what they're learning in each class. And after they've mastered that, it will align to a score that will then be entered, that will then be translated into a letter grade that at the end of each semester will go onto their transcript. Grades will be updated every Friday at 4 p.m. And this can be seen in our new SIS system, which is Infinite Campus. This year, our summer jumpstart theme is really exciting. It's visualizing new futures. Our teachers have been working on a variety of different projects, going from sci-fi to, I mean, you name it. Their brains have come up with some pretty incredible ideas, but students are going to work with teachers within their grade level. They're going to be in a cohort, and they're going to go to 6 periods a day rather than 8, and they'll meet daily for 60 minutes, and then they'll receive their jumpstart schedule on August 9th in Crew, and start their wonderful new projects at that point.
One thing that's also really exciting about those projects is at the high school level, students will have the opportunity to earn credit, and that's huge. So during Jumpstart, it's credit bearing at the high school level. So we really encourage everyone to attend every day of Jumpstart, including middle school scholars who will engage in those projects and have a great enriching experience as a result.
Campus security. This year, all students will be issued a school ID, which must be worn at all times. Random searches will be conducted weekly to ensure the safety of both staff and students. All students will use a single point of entry located on the Bank Street entrance. Visitors will use the front entrance located on Broadway and must check into the front office.
This year, as you all know, we've moved to a block schedule. So during our regular school year, our bell schedule for middle school, which is 7th and 8th grade, is listed here in the slide. So on Mondays and Thursdays, those will be our A days. Students will have an opportunity to go to all of their odd classes, their odd number classes, including crew. And on Tuesdays and Fridays, those are our B days, which will be even period days. And students will also have an opportunity to go to crew. Now, Wednesdays will be a traditional day in which students will go to all 8 of their classes. What you see highlighted in green is the students' 7th and 8th grade lunchtime. And this year, lunch will be held in the classroom until further notice.
So here is the regular school year bell schedule for high school. So just as Larry was saying, on Mondays and Thursdays, we have A days where students go to their odd classes. Tuesday and Friday are B days, students go to their evens, and Wednesday students go to all of their classes. So the high school lunch shift is from 12:45 to 1:08 on those block days, and on Wednesdays it's from 12:47 to 1:10. And for those of you who are new to CPA, crew at the beginning of every day is our homeroom. We have a new student information system. So you've heard some of us talk about that. It is called Infinite Campus. So we will no longer be using Tyler or Jump Rope. All student information, which includes grades, will be on Infinite Campus this year. So it's kind of a one-stop shop for everything. Sign-up instructions for Infinite Campus can be found in the newsletter that went out on August 4th. So this newsletter should be in your inbox.
So I'm going to speak next about our Wednesday intervention time. And this is so exciting because this is a new update for Crossroads Prep. And we got a lot of feedback. And just to highlight and underscore the importance of feedback, when students and parents come to us with different ideas and suggestions, we really take it to heart and evaluate if we can make it a part of our practice. And we did just that when the topic of tutoring came up. And so we now have block schedules, as Mr. Washington and Ms. Smith discussed. So we'll have 90-minute blocks. The only exception to this will be on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, we will have 45-minute classes. And instead of the block schedule where you go to, you had A days where, on Mondays where you go to half your classes and you go to the other half on B days and then in the block structure. Wednesdays, students will go to every single class. And that allows us a unique opportunity. What it enables us to do is allows for students to reflect on their grade, which is really a reflection of mastery, like Ms. Stickney talked about in our new grading scale. With that, students will reflect and think through where they are doing well, what they understand and have mastered, as well as where they still need to push to gain better understanding and clarity so that they can fully master the standards and the content that is being taught to them. So Wednesdays, once students reflect on where they are and where they want to go by goal setting, they'll have an opportunity to get assistance on those key areas that they've identified many times alongside their teacher, to get help from their teacher and or classmates, or maybe even doing some self-guided practice to really ensure that they're mastering and growing and learning as much as possible. This is a research-based approach that we know is going to help a lot of students flourish and grow in their understanding of the content.
So to ensure that our students are reaching academic growth, we want to ensure that we maximize the academic learning time. So students, please be reminded, and families, please remind students that students are not allowed to leave the classroom the first 20 minutes of class and the last 20 minutes of class. Now on Wednesdays, in which they attend all classes, that would be converted to the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes of class. And like I said before, the rationale is that we want our students in class as much as possible. And the most critical points of our lesson are in the beginning and the end. And we want our students in the class and not in the hallways.
Next, I'm going to talk about devices. So one thing that we're shifting towards this upcoming year is every student will have a device. And this is critical because it allows us to be more equitable in our approach, because we know not every student has a device to take home to do homework or to do extra studying. And we want to make sure that barrier is disrupted by us providing those devices for every single student. Furthermore, that's more aligned to what we're seeing in colleges and careers, where students need devices and classes for note-taking, for doing assignments. We want to match that reality so that when our students leave us, they're more than prepared for the reality of the world outside of Crossroads Prep. So what that means is every student will be required to take good care of their device. So they should not be using the camera without permission or going on YouTube or doing other things that just are not relevant to the content. This is a learning tool and should not be used as a way to distract them from learning. We think it's important that students are gaining the tools of self-control and the skills of self-control now, so that when they're in college or in careers, they're learning not to be surfing on YouTube or, getting distracted by some of the other features of devices, but really figuring out that self-control and how to focus on how to enhance their work efforts with the device. And so this gives them exposure, opportunities, and support to navigate that right now as a secondary student. We want to protect these devices. They're really, really expensive. So we want to make sure that there's no eating or drinking near the device, whether students take it home or it's in the building. Students should handle their device with care, alert us if there are any issues so we can fix it before it gets worse. That's the thing about technology. The longer you wait, the worse it's apt to get. So we want to get that alerted and so we can handle it right away. Another thing that's really important is that students will have the opportunity to take the devices home. Now, this is only if the parent agrees to this. So a parent has to sign off to do this because we are going to charge students for any damaged devices or any lost or stolen devices. So just make sure if your device is lost or if it's damaged in any way, you are going to be held accountable for paying that, just because we want to make sure that we are being good stewards of our technology. The same thing applies for if a student does not have permission to take a device home. If they damage or lose the device while at school and it's in their care, they'll still be charged for that device. So it's really important that we take it seriously, and we know that our devices are not toys. So that also applies for the cases. We should not be putting stickers on the case or ripping off the stickers that are already there. The stickers that come on each device are identifying markers, so we know that is your iPad that's been checked out to you. So that means you should not be sharing iPads. So if something happens to it, we don't come to you if you let your friend have it, for example. These are really, really important to keep in mind, and a contract will be signed before you're able to take devices home, if you're allowed to do so by your parent, so that we can ensure that the expectations are very bright. Again, even if you're not allowed to take it home, the same expectations apply at school, and you can still be charged if something happens to your device. So handle it with care. In terms of devices at school, you'll be able to check them in and check them out of each class you attend. So therefore, that is an opportunity for you to engage in devices just like your peers who are able to take them home as well. If you are able to take your device home, you'll have to bring your same device to you to each class. The next thing we're going to talk about is homework. Homework is really, really important because it helps prepare students for life outside of Crossroads Prep. Whether you're in a job or especially in college, you're going to have to do work outside of the regular day. And so we want to prepare students for that reality and also ensure that they're getting really good practice on the skills that they are taught in class. So it's more transferable and they have it better internalized when they return to class the next day or the days following. So every class will have about, in every core content, we'll have about 15 minutes of homework in each class each day, Monday through Thursday. The only exception to this is our AP and our other advanced classes, such as our college credit courses, where students may get homework on the weekend as well. Some homework may include physical things you turn in. Other times it's a combination of that and studying, or sometimes it's just studying and trying to internalize content to better get to a point of mastery.
So the next slide is bus updates and reminders. As we receive any any COVID reminders or guidelines, we will ensure that we are properly following those COVID guidelines, both on the bus and off the bus. So just a reminder, some of the bus expectations are as follows. Students are to stay seated when the bus is moving at all times. This is to ensure that you keep your hands, feet, elbows, knees, books, pencils, and other objects to yourself. Students will keep their voice at a level 1. Nothing goes outside the window, including arms, hands, feet, and any other body part. No teasing or name calling, no fighting or horse playing, no eating or drinking on the bus. Students must follow the bus driver's direction at all times. Contraband will not be allowed on the bus, and students may only ride the assigned bus. If a route change is needed, the parent or guardian must contact the school and request a bus route or pick up, drop off, stop, change. Please note that the changes are not immediate. It will take time to process. Car riders and arrival and dismissal. So car riders and walkers, parents and guardians will drop off students on 9th Street and Banks. If there is not a parking spot, parents will be required to loop around until there's a parking spot available. All students will enter the building through the west entrance, which is located on Bank Street. That will serve as our single point of entry. During dismissal, students will be dismissed at 2:42 from their class and if they're bus riders, they will exit through the Bank Street exit. If they're car riders or walkers, they will exit the front entrance on Broadway. In front of you is a diagram of our arrival and dismissal process. As I mentioned before, our bus loading and unloading will be located on Banks, and that is going to act as our single point of entry for all students. Car riders will be dropped off on 9th Street, and then they will walk to Bank Street through the single point of entry. Once again, during dismissal, it's a little bit different. If they're bus riders, they will exit through the Bank Street exit. If they're walkers or car riders, they'll exit through the main exit off of Broadway. So here at CPA, we use BIS, which stands for Behavior Intervention Support Team. And what BIS is BIS is our school philosophy that we've created to support, and the things that we've created in order to support our philosophy towards adhering to the needs of our students, both emotionally and academically. If a student is harmful or disruptive, they will be given an opportunity to fix the behavior, to own the behavior. If they do not fix the behavior, then they will be sent to a think seat, which will be located within the classroom. If a student is not successful in a think seat, they will be sent to the partner room. And this only applies to middle school. High school students, if they're not successful in a think seat, will be sent immediately to the restorative room if they can't meet the expectations of the think seat. If a middle school student is not successful in the partner room, then they will also be sent to the restorative room. Here, they will work on the coursework, and when that is finished, they will be issued or given a restorative project.
Okay, so parent communication. You can expect to get a phone call or email when your student is sent out of class for any reason. So at the middle school level, if they're sent to a partner room, or middle school or high school level, if they're sent to a restorative room. If your student's grade drops to a D or an F, you should get communication from their teacher. You can expect to get positive phone calls as well when your students are doing great things at school, and any other concerns that you should be made aware of.
So there are some updates with our curriculum and instruction, and they're pretty exciting updates. So, you know, at CPA, we strive to strike a balance between traditional and innovative practices. And I think we're doing a really good job with that, and we continue to grow in that. So this year, one of our pivots is we're going to actually be using Common Lit, which is a new curriculum for 9th and 10th grade ELA, but we will continue with the Engage New York for our 7th and 8th, 11th and 12th grade ELA in our math classes. We're also going to be introducing the FOSS curriculum, which is a really wonderful curriculum at the science level in the middle school. And then there are some other authentic learning experiences that are going to be happening due to some new partnerships we have. So one of which is we are going to be partnering with UMKC to offer a large amount of dual credit classes, and we're also partnering with Manual Tech to get industry recognized credentialing programs available to our students. We now have a Dean of Real World Learning and Community Partnerships who you will be introduced to at a different time. There are also going to be more internships available to our students as we ramp up our community partnerships. Our Crossroads Community Collaborative is continuing to grow. And then another really wonderful thing that happened at the end of last year was we began a real world learning cohort, which is a group of 5 teachers that created their own classes that directly bring that authentic real world learning piece into those courses, and are going to have some pretty great things coming out of them. And you probably are going to see some of them on some of your student schedules. So if you have any questions about any of these programs, feel free to reach out to me or to our college and career counselor, who I will introduce later in this slideshow.
Okay, we also have a change to 8th grade math this year. So all of our 8th grade students will be taking 8th grade math. The 8th grade math curriculum is vital to success in high school math. Students will have the opportunity to take Algebra 1 in the 9th grade. Students will also have the opportunity to double up on math classes their 10th grade year and take geometry and Algebra 2. That option allows students to reach AP Calculus by their senior year.
So in order to ensure our students' academic success, we need to ensure that students understand that they need to be in class. They need to not only be present on campus, but need to arrive to class on time. So students are required to obtain a certain amount of seat time in order to receive a credit for a class. Therefore, attendance is key. At CPA, the student has the responsibility to be in class on time. Any CPA scholar failing to make an effort to attend class in a timely manner should be considered truant and subject to disciplinary actions. At CPA, if a scholar is more than 5 minutes late for class, this absence is considered intentionally skipping a class and will be processed according to the school's truancy policy. So in addition to my role as Dean of Culture, I will be also acting as your athletic director. And I'm excited to announce that as of now, we will have both fall and spring sports. So as a reminder, the fall sports that we are going to offer this year are the following: girls volleyball, boys soccer, girls and boys basketball, and cross country. In the spring, we're going to offer girls soccer and track and field. In addition to that, we're going to offer extracurricular activities such as debate KC, Louder Than a Bomb, which is a slam poetry here in Kansas City, a dance elective, robotics first, and esports.
Another new initiative that we're planning to launch this year at Crossroads Preparatory Academy is our Parent Academy. So our whole mission for this is that our Parent Academy opens the line of communication between home and school by connecting with our parents and connecting you all to the resources and information needed in order to support your child's education. The whole vision of this is just for you all to be the link to your child's academic success. So we've been working diligently to come up, and we've met with you all to come up with different topics that can help you all and help us partner together to ensure the success of your students. One of the ones that is coming up, and it's coming up quickly, is going to occur on September 28, 2021, and this is going to be our college and career readiness and post-secondary informative session. Now, this session is kind of meaty, so we broke this up into 2 parts. So we have a part 1 that we will be hosting on the 28th. The location for this will be at CPA. When you come out, the sessions will last for 2 hours, and also we will be providing food. The sessions are going to start at 5:30 and we're going to end at 7:30. So please plan to come out and join us so we can share different information. If you have any questions about this, we're going to be putting together a lot of topics that we can discuss so you can have some resources to support your child. Also, please be on the lookout for more information that come for future sessions.
So one thing that we're really excited about for this upcoming school year is our school website. That was always an underutilized resource where we can communicate and better partner with you all. And so we have a plan to be more diligent around updates. We're going to also house key documents, opportunities, recordings such as this, meetings, videos, all kinds of things on that website, which will serve as a great portal for communication for you to get information, stay informed, connected, and also see all the resources we have available. So please see our website as it continues to evolve. We, by the middle of the first quarter, we should have it way more robust than it is. We're already building out those pieces. So you'll probably already notice a change in the website for the CPA section.
And as promised, I'm going to come back to college and career readiness. So as you know, we've talked about before, some of our most important things are making sure that our students are prepared for whatever they want to do after they leave us. One of our biggest things is we made sure that this year we have a counselor that's dedicated for college and career, and that person is Crystal Green. Some of you may know her as our prior communities and schools representative, but she is going to be with us now as our college and career counselor, and she has already hit the ground running and is ready to go. So this year we're going to be hosting some college fairs as well as career fairs. So our students will be exposed to a multitude of different opportunities that are available to them outside of the high school environment. So make sure you stay tuned, check your email, look on the website, because those things will be coming at you within the next few months. We're going to start taking 11th graders on college visits. This is a really important time. This is when kids get a little hyped up about going off to school, getting that away from home experience. So be looking for that information as well. We're going to make sure that our math and ELA teachers are going to be using that rigorous curriculum, but they're also going to be incorporating ACT standards to make sure that those pieces of that gateway assessment are built in, and so they're prepared when they go to take the ACT, because we know that it's a difficult exam and we want to make sure that they have the best chance at being successful. So that being said, students are going to be taking the ACT at CPA in October this year. And this year, it's not going to be just seniors and juniors that are going to be taking it. We're going to drop it down a grade level to 10th grade, because we believe that the earlier they're exposed to this exam, the better chance they have to improve their score before they leave us to a post-secondary institution. And then another addition is we're going to be offering the PSAT or the PSAT to our 9th grade students. And they're going to take this during the spring semester. This is really important because this is going to assess our students on college readiness and is going to open doors to many scholarship opportunities, including the National Merit Scholarship, which is an extremely prestigious award. So some of these things will be talked about more in that Parent Academy session that Mr. Washington talked about earlier. So like I said, check your email, check the website, make sure that you're paying attention to some of these things that are coming your way.
Okay, that is all.